Let's talk about what's new in AutoSubs version 3.6.0. Now, there's a new version, and obviously AutoSubs is AI-powered subtitles for DaVinci Resolve, but now we have Premiere Pro and Adobe After Effects included. So I'm going to go to View on GitHub. If you click on this, you're going to get the latest, but I'd prefer to go to View on GitHub so we can actually see the latest and what it involves. So releases 36, I'll click on that, and I'll leave all links in the description below. So version 3.6.0 has an enhanced UI. So what has changed? Redesigned UI for improved layout and usability, added Premiere Pro extension and integration support, fix detect corrupted GGUF model files before Whisper CPP loads them, fit added After Effects support, unified Adobe context and concurrent app stage management, fix word timing adjustment markers compatibility with free version of Resolve, and then fix audio downmix multi-channel WAV with unknown layout to mono. So more or less what we have as something that's new is the Premiere Pro and Adobe After Effects right there. So it's good to see that available as well, and this as of like 5 days ago. And if we go back to the code page and I want us to scroll down a little bit, you can see right here. So for Adobe Premiere Pro, you launch AutoSubs and open the bundled AutoSub CEP extension in Premiere Pro or After Effects. Select the Adobe integration from AutoSubs, export timeline, audio for transcription, and import generated subtitles back into the host app. In Premiere Pro, subtitles are imported as caption tracks. In After Effects, SRT entries are created as text layers. So warning, AutoSubs will not work with Mac App Store version of DaVinci Resolve. Reinstall from the official website if needed. So as of what's new, it's more or less this and a couple of fixes, which is really good to have right here. So let's say I do have Premiere Pro here, and then I can get AutoSubs version 3.6. So as you can see at the moment, you can see connected to Premiere Pro right here from this particular drop down. So previously we just had, for the timeline option, we only had DaVinci Resolve, and then now we have Premiere Pro and Adobe After Effects. So let's say we have a project. Let's say we've got this particular video here. Right here, we can just drop it there in projects and just new sequence from clip right there. So simple video. Let's see if it works. As advertised, Premiere Pro is connected right there, and no timeline found. So if you see this, you may need to click on File here and then click on Timeline again. Once you do that, you're going to get the audio selections there. And if I actually move this up slightly and move this down, this is audio 1. So let's check audio 1 right there. And once you do that, the generate option is available. You've already made your selections, that is the English, the options, that is the text, how much text you want, and all that, and the model that you want to use. I only have Whisper Tiny downloaded. Select it and then click on Generate. It's going to export, as you can see in the background. It's encoding right here, export 10%. It's coming in 100%, speech to text. It's going to begin the transcription right here. And once it's done, you're going to get this. Now, something I've noticed, there is an error. As you can see, this is not what subtitles look like. So if you click on this, you should jump to that in the timeline. It should start from like 00 and something, but that is not happening. If I click on Add to Timeline, your subtitles have been generated and ready to be added to the timeline. Click on Add to Timeline. Importing subtitles to Premiere Pro, you're going to get this file import failure because of these particular timings right here. That's the reason why it's not working. But let me show you a quick fix around that. Let's go back to AutoSubs and then click on Start New Transcription and then click on File. I'm working with the same file here, so I'll just drag and drop it right here. Select it again here and then just click on Generate. Now please take note that probably in the future it may not work as I'm doing it here, but this is version 3.6.0. It may work for you. So we're going to get now subtitles in more or less of what should be a good timestamp right here. As you can see, scroll down, it's more or less what we want. Now the video is about 3:30, so that's okay. Now I'm going to click on add to timeline, and when I do that, see what happens. Caption track created and everything. You can see the subtitles have been added to this particular track right here. As you can see, they're right here. If I move this a little bit, we can see the subtitles as teeny tiny figures there. From the caption track here, I can actually select Control A to select all, and then go to the window, should be properties, and then as for the font size, let's say we go with something like 72, press on enter. We can now see our subtitles right there. You can make all the selections that you want here. You can do a background change. Let's say we make it black. Okay, we adjust this particular transparency to something like that. We adjust this bordering. We can make the borders rounded a little bit. Yeah. So when you kind of play your video,
in this video, I'll show you how to fade in and fade out subtitles in DaVinci Resolve.
So you can see the issues there. Double click here inside the console in Premiere Pro, DaVinci Resolve. That's okay, and then you continue. But that is what is new in AutoSubs version 3.6.0, and more or less a workaround towards the Premiere Pro issue. But check it out. Hopefully, if there's an issue that has been raised, can be raised over here. For example, with that particular connection, that is a bug. Fail to add subtitles. This is on DaVinci Resolve. That is 3.5. But that is what's new in AutoSubs version 3.6.0. Premiere Pro support, Adobe After Effects support. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, stay safe and never stop learning.